Hi there, Serdar Gegilab here for InfoWorld. In this episode of Smart Go, I'm going to talk about using the Cobra package to write command line utilities in Go. Writing command line tools is one of Go's primary use cases because Go programs compile down to single standalone binaries that are easy to deploy. The hard part, though, can be parsing arguments that are passed to the executable at the command line, because that kind of stuff is often tedious to implement manually. Cobra is a widely used third-party package for creating command line interfaces. Kubernetes, for instance, is one big user of the project. So for this example, I'm going to use it to create a program called Scrub that takes in a file by name, removes all the new lines from it, and writes all that out to a new file. First, let's start by running the program with no options at all. Let's just invoke it and see what happens. And when we do that, we get a list of all of the available commands and flags, which are all auto-generated. And now let's take a look at how these commands and flags are actually implemented. When you want to create a command, you create an instance of Cobra's command struct, and you populate it with details about the command. Its name, its instructions, how to use it, its behavior, and so on. For instance, one basic command that we have here is to print the version number for the program. So our structure has fields to list the command to use, a short description for it, and a function to run when that command is invoked. And now down below, we take this command and we add it to the tree of available options for the program. So when we rerun this program and issue the command version, we get our version number. Now let's do something actually useful. Let's create the clean command, which takes in two parameters, a file name to read in and a file name to write out to. To do this, we create another command struct. This one has our command name, a short description, and an optional longer description which explains in more detail what we're doing. It also has an args element, which lets us specify that we need at least two arguments that must follow this command on the command line. And those arguments get passed to the run function as a string slice. So here in the run function, we use the file names that have been supplied to do the processing. Note that we don't have to use an anonymous function here. We could have just used a regular named function. But the core of this program is small enough that we can get away with using an anonymous function. And then again down below, we take this command clean, and we add it to the available commands for the program. So if we rerun this and we supply an input and an output file with the appropriate command, and then we look at the files that are generated, we can see that all of the line breaks in the input file have now been stripped out. Also note that one of the things that Cobra gives you for free is auto-generated help. So if we type clean --help, we get all the details that we provided earlier about the usage for the command. And we don't have to do any more heavy lifting than to just provide it as text in our struct. Another thing that we can do with command clean here is we're working with a global flag, what's called a persistent flag in Cobra's terminology. If I pass the E flag in my command line options, the modified version of the file gets printed to the console. Now to set this flag up, I take the object that I've created for my command, and I add a value option to it that modifies some Boolean variable. So if that flag is set, then the variable echo output is set to true. And so all I need to do is check the status of that variable in my file processing function to take the appropriate action. And so again, if we run this command with the echo flag, we can see that the output gets echoed to the console on demand. Now, all of this is just a taste of what's possible with Cobra, but the idea should be clear. We don't have to do any manual parsing of arguments at the command line. Instead, we can write programmatic definitions of what commands we can accept and how to work with them. So to sum up, Cobra lets you write handlers for command line options for your Go programs. It automatically generates contextual help, and it gives you utilities for handling flags and parameters for commands. And it does all this at a very high programmatic level, so you don't have to manually wrangle strings from the command line to accomplish any of it. That's it for this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the Tech Talk channel on YouTube. And for more Smart Go and more Dev with Serdar, be sure to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Infoworld.com.